This video yearbook is dedicated to the principals, educators, secretaries, custodial staff, cafeteria staff, students, parents, and community past and present. In 1867, Mr. James S. Dameron came into this community and opened a small school. During the next year, the heads of the families in the community, by much sacrifice, secured a tract of land and built a school of rock, later known as the Rock Academy. Mr. Dameron built a residence for his family and opened a school called the Ruffin Select School. In his residence, the younger children of the community were taught by Miss Janie Roberts and Miss Allen Courts. Older pupils of the community and many young men from various parts of the state who boarded with families of the community were taught in the Rock Building by Mr. Dameron, Elder P.D. Gold, and Mr. John Gilliam. One of these students, John Blackwell Cobb, known in the school as Jack Cobb, was reared near the old academy. Mr. Cobb, a man of great ability and financial success, realized those who provided this school with sacrificial spirits soon after the war between the states, when the property had been swept away and many large families were left to be provided for. It was the recognition of this spirit and the value of this school to the people of this community that led Mr. Cobb to make possible the first consolidated school in Caswell County by his generous gift of $20,000 in 1921. He dedicated the building in memory of his father and mother and to others who had provided for the old academy. This was inscribed on the bronze tablet placed at the entrance of the school that was destroyed by fire. This tablet was not harmed by the fire and may be seen at the front entrance of this, our new building. The Cobb Memorial School, a brick building containing 4 classrooms, an office, a small library, and an auditorium, opened in the fall of 1921 with Mr. Billy Robertson as principal. Cobb School found that it could not operate for a full 8 months term because they lacked money. There was only a 15-cent tax levy. The school closed after 6 months. A committee meeting was called and they put the school on 1 half-time agriculture. This way, they could have school for 8 months. Mr. F.B. Harton was the first agriculture teacher. During the first year of school, Mr. Cobb decided that the school could be run more efficiently if the teachers could live near the school, so he gave the funds for building the teacherage. During this same year, Mr. Cobb shared equally with the county in adding 2 classrooms to the building. Since Mr. Cobb's death, his daughters, Mrs. Howard C. Gilmore and the late Mrs. Reginald Newton of New York City, have continued his work in the school. Mrs. Gilmore's first gift was an incentive toward a better library, the gift of a set of encyclopedias, and a substantial sum of money to be spent for books. A friend of Mrs. Gilmore's, Mrs. Geraldine Farrar, Metropolitan Opera singer, 1906 to 1922, gave 70 volumes of books. Later, Mrs. Gilmore and Mrs. Newton made substantial gifts of money to the school. These were used for school equipment necessary for becoming an accredited school. The library has been named the Howard Cobb Gilmore Library. After her death, many books were added to the library in her memory. In her will, Mrs. Gilmore left the Cobb Memorial a gift of $10,000. By 1934, 6 classrooms had been added to the school, which included a home economics department. In 1941, a commercial department was added. On December 17, 1948, during a play presented by the senior class, a fire was discovered which could not be controlled, and the building was destroyed. Due to prompt action by our local and county boards of education, barracks were transferred from Camp Butner, temporary quarters provided, and the school was resumed in February 1949. Immediately after the fire, steps were taken toward rebuilding. Lindsay M. Gudger, an architect of Asheville, was asked to draw up plans for a new building. More land was needed, and Mr. and Mrs. Van Daniel very generously gave the land between the old land and the highway. There was a question in the minds of many people as to where the money could be obtained for this work. About this time, however, the state appropriated money to help counties in the construction of buildings. With some state funds and some county money available, the County Board of Education decided to proceed with the work, and the general contract was awarded to Grigg and Arthur Construction Company of Reedsville. Construction of the building began in December 1949. On February 12, 1952, the building was completed to such an extent that the pupils moved from their temporary quarters in the barracks, which had been in use for more than 3 years. Since that time, other parts of the building have been completed, and today we come to dedicate this new structure to the use of our community and training present and future generations. In the spring of 1963, as a result of a suggestion by the County Board of Education and vote by the people in the community, the Cobb Memorial High School consolidated with Bartlett Yancey High School in Yanceyville. The Cobb Memorial Elementary School and Providence Elementary School consolidated at Cobb Memorial. Mr. Julius L. Clayton remained principal. In the fall of 1969, the schools of the county were integrated, and Cobb became a 4-7 unit being paired with Jones Elementary School, which is now known as J.C. Duncan Elementary School. In 1971, an occupational education program was founded for this school. The program continued strong for many years. The faculty and staff have worked to enhance most educational programs over the years. Since 1987, the Terrific Kids program, sponsored by the Kiwanis Club of Burlington, has been one of the most recognized programs in Cobb's history. This program has been nationally known to help students become more aware of rules that govern their behavior and to promote self-confidence, self-worth, and build one's self-esteem. The parents have proudly displayed on their bumpers, "My child is a terrific kid at Cobb." There is no doubt that this program has touched the lives of many of our students, parents, and the community.